Okay, so now we're live. Now we're live. This should work out a lot, I hope. Oh, man. All right, what's up, guys? I had to stop. I had to not use my phone. Okay, so the way I normally do, Grandpa Terry, how's it going, man? Yeah, part of it is my Wi-Fi because our Wi-Fi is really slow out here. But another part of it is something that I believe happened with my phone while I was out. Hey, Rich, how's it going, man? No, we were having we were having an audio issue. Uh, Basically, I think when I got my phone wet, that it for some reason it's messing up my microphone trying to live stream. Because how I normally do it is I use Streamlabs from my phone, and I mean I'm still sitting in front of my laptop, so I can see the chat window and everything because it's easier than doing it on here. So I usually use my phone as a webcam and microphone, and that's how I've been doing it. And I feel like I got a resolution that way. But yeah, when I got it wet out with Huntsman the other day, I think it pretty well it did some damage to my phone. Yeah, that's how it goes. I break stuff all the time, but I got a lot of equipment wet. Hey Jefferson, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Had a pretty good time out fishing with the Huntsman the other day. That was a lot of fun. Although I don't think either one of us really got that much recorded for like any kind of. Oh yeah, he's a total asshole. How you doing, man? West West Virginia Woodsman. How you doing? Good to see you. How's this coming? Like, give me some feedback on the quality of this, guys. How's it coming out? Because my phone's giving me some issues after I tried to do a little. Let's see. I took this and I attached my phone, and we tried to get some underwater footage of some bass, and it like my phone is supposed to be I mean, can you guys see this? Look, it's IP68 rated, and I've been having some issues with my phone ever since then. Oh, hey Tom. Hey Larry. Good to see you guys. Yeah, got it all sorted out. Well, Ramsey, we're gonna talk about that today. It was a little bit of a bust. I had some fun on a couple days, but it was the trip in its entirety was a bust. Yeah, everything's made in China now, Terry. I don't get it. But I don't know. My last phone was IP68 rated, and I literally ran that thing over. There's a clip on our Facebook group. I drove over top of that phone. I submerged that phone. I did everything to that one, and it's still like I kept it for a backup, but I quit using it because the camera on that one sucks, and the operating systems in it was failing. How's it going, David? It's been a while since we've seen you. Yeah, Ramsey, it was really nothing but rain. I mean, I saw nothing but rain for 3 days. The first night I left, I slept in my Envoy on a cemetery road, like stealth camp style, and it did nothing but rain. And then as I drove to go meet Craig from Haggard Outdoors so that we could go meet Jay and the Sticks, I'm surprised I haven't seen him pop in here yet. I know he was on the 2 other attempts. It did nothing but rain while I went to go meet Jay. And then I met up with Jay and Craig, and it still did absolutely nothing but rain for those 2 days. But the 3rd day that I was out, well, Ramsey, we were a good paddle away from the vehicles because we were on a national forest lake. You should know, not Vesuvius, but it's down by Vesuvius. It's called Timber Ridge. So I was hammock camping for a night with those guys, but on my 3rd day out and the 2nd day that I was with Jay and Craig, I started getting a really bad urinary tract infection. So I had to get back to the car and get my antibiotics. Now, if I would have been in more familiar territory, I probably would have taken my antibiotics and just rode it out in the woods. But when I'm in familiar territory, I know where the hospitals are if things start to go really far south. I didn't want to end up in a position with Craig and Jay where I felt like they needed to, like, they were going to keep checking up on me, or like I would end up being a responsibility on them. I'm my own responsibility every time I go into those woods. And being somebody with a disability, every time I go into the woods, it's not just camping. It's a surreal survival situation, because if something happens, I have to get myself out. And I was 4 hours away from home. So I had to pull out, get back to the Envoy, get my antibiotics in me, and start on the drive home. Things happen, guys. I mean, it's whatever. I'll get back out. It's not the first time that I've had an infection stop at camp, and it's because of having to use the catheters. You guys are all saying that sucks, but I mean, okay, it does suck, but I guess it's. I don't know. It sucks. It really sucks. I was hoping to get my 10 days away, but it happens. Stuff happens, and there is a lot more that's going to happen to me or somebody like me out there. Sometimes it is the better decision to pull out, go back, wait till you're healed up, or wait till you're in a better frame of mind, and then head back out. Depending on what she looks like. Sometimes you need a paper bag, huh? Did you guys catch more than one bait fish? Huntsman caught a couple fish. I didn't catch nothing. You heard that? My wife's hiding outside my door, guys.
I'm in the bedroom. I'm not hiding outside your door.
Oh, you're right outside the door. Life of about adaptive. It's in your realm of ability and circumstances. Circumstances play a huge role in it. Grandpa Terry, will colloidal silver, a spoon a day, help you with that? Well, Terry, I did colloidal silver for a while, but I have better luck with kombucha tea. Steve says, "Hail the Queen." Oh, now you're all quiet?
Are you talking to me?
She's going to pretend like she wasn't listening. Now she's ignoring me.
I swear to God, I wasn't listening.
Steve said, "Hail the Queen." Just open the door. The kid's not home tonight.
Hail the Queen. Is that what Steve said?
Yeah,
Hi,
that's what
Steve.
Steve said. She says, "Oh, he can hear you."
Well, no kidding.
Oh, what is happening in my live chat?
What's going on?
Huntsman made a joke.
Oh. I made coffee. Do you want some when it's done?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I would just about kill for some coffee, even though it's hot. If you can't drink coffee when it's hot, you're not going to survive the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Jay can hear us now. There you are. Good to see you.
You don't have to kill for coffee. I just made it.
Jefferson says hi too.
Hi, everybody.
Grandpa Terry, she won't play around on the cam.
I'm shy.
She's shy like that.
And I'm not going to bomb your live stream this time.
She's not going to. Here. We'll just do it this way. There's the missus.
Look, I'm hiding in the doorway, too.
My attention. I don't know.
What is that supposed to mean?
If coffee can't fix it, it's not a real problem. Did you make Death Wish?
I did.
She made Death Wish
I did.
coffee too. Have her going in on the stream. One of these days we might like get her on the spot and do a Q&A. I'm not going to torture her with it tonight because I'm already getting funny looks. But maybe we'll have to do like a live Q&A here sometime soon.
That's if anybody even cares to hear my side of it.
My wife would drop kick me if I invited her into a video. Right out of the wheelchair. Oh, that reminds me of Larry, do you know who Wheel Life is? You need to go look up Wheel Life's channel. That guy is hilarious. But he recently lost a front tooth, and he was on his live stream spouting off like, how am I going to explain this to my dentist? I got in a quad fight. It was the dude is hilarious. You know it. What?
I don't know. You said something. I was just
Okay.
looking for my exit.
Oh, Ramsey, that's your wife? I thought that was like your daughter or your sister or something. I don't know, man. You guys all look really young. Not trying to offend you at all, but you guys do all look really young. I've only got to watch a couple of your videos, though. Having a autocorrect instance there, Larry. So, yeah, guys. The first night I left here, and I left at probably like 5 o'clock. I drove down to AEP. Oh, well, Ramsey, that would explain it then. Oh, hey, Ron. How's it going, man? I haven't got to watch your guys' last video, but it's still up on my little notification tab, so I can check it out later. But, so yeah, the first night I left here at like 5 o'clock. I drove down to AEP. It took me like 2 hours. Maybe closer to 3 because of driving around and all the campgrounds were still closed. This was on the 20th, and they were supposed to open campgrounds up on the 21st. So I don't know if they opened them up on the 21st or not. But I pulled off. Ramsey will know where I'm talking about. You know Knox Cemetery Road in AEP, Ramsey? That's where I camped out in the back of my Envoy. I just pulled right up on top of the hill, parked, and crawled in the back. So then I left there, and I had to go to Jackson, Ohio. You know where Ramsey knows right where I slept in my car. SUV. Thank you. Oh, where's Tristan? Tristan's not in here, and this is like my favorite Death Wish mug. Did you guys see the thing for SpaceX yesterday? I heard that they, I only got to watch a little bit of it, but I heard that they ended up, it's an astronaut. But I heard they canceled the launch. SUV, truck, car, vehicle. See, I call it a truck all the time, and she'll correct me. Aaron Fotheringham. I think the Wheel Life that I'm talking about, his name is Tim. His channel might be called This Is Wheel Life. He'll probably end up stopping in here at some point because almost every time I have a live stream, he stops in for a minute or two. But yeah, I left AEP and then I had to drive down to Jackson and meet up with Craig from Haggard Outdoors. And he does like a lot of primitive stuff on his channel. And we went from there to go meet Jay and the Sticks, who is in the live chat, down at Timber Ridge Lake. And yeah, it just poured rain like almost the whole way. It stopped raining pretty much long enough for us to load the kayaks up with our gear, get to yeah, Ramsey, he's not that far from me actually. I think he's only like 2 or 3 hours from me. He's funny. I love watching his live streams. The dude's hilarious. So yeah, we met Jay at Timber Ridge, and we had just enough time that we pretty much loaded our kayaks, paddled out to the campsite, set up camp, got the fire going, and then it started raining. And then Jay tried this little slick James Bond deal where he was just going to be in his kayak and slide backwards down the bank. And there was a log right underneath the surface of the water that we didn't see at first. And rolled himself right out of the kayak. The lake turned into a swamp. How did you guys fare the last 2 nights that I didn't get to stay for? Oh, 17 minutes out and they scratched the launch, huh? Oh, what kind of kayak you got, Larry? I just bought my first kayak this year. I got a Pelican Mustang 100X. It was a good day for a swim until you stood up going, "It's cold." That was funny though. I felt bad for you because I know that water was cold, but it was pretty good. Oh, hey, Gunslinger. Well, I appreciate it, man. That was a good Memorial Day video. Cheap sit on top. Hey, whatever gets you out. We bought our first boats last year. I bought an Old Town Discovery 133 canoe. Something just big enough for me and my son and a dog and our gear. And my wife bought a Pelican Intrepid sit-in kayak. And this year I was going to get another canoe. I was going to get a Discovery 119, but I went out and picked up a Pelican Mustang 10-foot kayak. It's a sit-in. I'm not in a wheelchair, so for me, getting in and out of the kayak is a lot easier than it probably would be for you, Larry. What would be fun in West Virginia? What did I miss? You've used kayaks for sledding. I got the perfect four-wheeler for trying. If we would ever get snow in wintertime in Ohio, the last 2 years we haven't got much for snow. So yeah, I actually hammock camped for my first time. Well, not my first time hammock camping because I've got a hammock camping video, but that I did it comfortably. I was actually comfortable sleeping in the hammock that night. Briar thickets don't work well. That just sounds painful, dude. But yeah, I actually I I had a nice night in a hammock the night that I was down there with Jay and Craig. Had a 17-foot Old Town. I like mine. My only complaint was that, it's not even really a complaint because I can still manage my canoe. Like, I can still load it, unload it, drag it wherever I need it to go. I can drag it up a bank line. But I wanted something lighter for while I'm completely on my own. Or if, like, me and the wife go out and I don't feel like dealing with the canoe. My canoe weighs 72 pounds. My kayak only weighs 39. So yeah, I wanted something a little bit lighter. The kayak fit the bill, and I could actually fit. I was kind of shocked because I get to the lake and I'm watching Jay and Craig unload their gear, and they've got their kayaks and they've got their little pack boats, and I'm like, oh man, what am I in for? Like, am I underestimating what we're doing here? And no, I actually fit. Like, the only thing I could not put in my kayak was my eggs. That's the only thing I didn't fit in my kayak was my eggs. Coleman, 15.5-foot Coleman canoe. Oh, hell yeah, Larry. That's awesome, man. I kind of figured that. Now you got me wondering a little bit, like, how many people with SCI do have to use catheters if you don't? But I went 10 years without using catheters too. Right after my surgery, I had to use catheters for about 2 years. And then I was voiding on my own. I had no issues. And then it was about 5 years ago. It was over about an 8 to 10 year period. I started having to use catheters again. Like, I had a lot of pressure backing up into my kidneys and full side. Yeah, guys, hit the thumbs up. Thanks, Ramsey. Here, man, we'll just do this. Because I only got a couple of you guys in here. Yeah, Larry, I've only found a couple of people, even through all of the like spinal cord injury groups and the disability groups. I've only found 4 other people that have had the surgery that I did. And I'm pretty sure that I'm like one of 2 of us that are walking. I know there's a girl down in Alabama. I think she's from Alabama. I talk to Robin all the time, but I can't remember where Georgia. Robin's from Georgia. And like, yeah, she has a lot of continuing issues going on with her the AV fistula like mine. And then I know that there's another woman that's a little bit farther north of me, and she has a lot of issues with her. I don't think she's walking. If she is, it's very, very little. But out of the people that I have found that have had the same surgery as me, I'm the only one that doesn't use a chair at all, to my knowledge. Mike is the only. There's another guy, Mike. I've found him. We've talked in comments, but I cannot get him to reply to a private message. Well, thanks, Larry. I mean, you know, no matter where you are on the spectrum of what we deal with, it's not an easy thing to deal with. But I've never. I've always had a hard time fathoming. Man, I'm sorry if this offends you in any way. I've always had a hard time fathoming what it would be like to be in a wheelchair because I've never had to be stuck in one. So, like the challenges you go through on a daily basis, even on a mental level, is so much more than what I have to endure. Your Tom Wells, your injury is at T8. My AV fistula was at T8, and my surgeries were between T11 and T1, or T11 and L1. Oh, Larry, I even had a really hard mental adjustment coming out of physical rehab. I mean, I was still on a walker and a cane. I used a cane for about 2 years after my surgery. And then I got all wasted on Jack Daniels one night and threw it off into the woods. But yeah, I think I found that my secret to hammock camping was that I just needed to have, like, I kept trying to do hammock camping without using a exactly, Larry. And you understand that. I think that's why I like talking to you a little bit, because we all have our own deals, and you get that. But I think with the hammock camping, I was trying to do it without using a sleep pad because you're hanging in the air. Like, why do you need a sleep pad? Oh, Jay, it's not gonna matter. Like, I'll camp right in that same spot again. It'd be fine for me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Tom. They told me I'd never walk again, and I did in 4 days. All right, here, West Virginia and Ramsey got their own conversation going on, so you guys do what you do. But I was trying to do hammock camping without a sleep pad because, I mean, you're hanging in the air. Why do you need a sleep pad? If I can leave an item behind and drop a couple ounces or a pound out of my pack, that's what I do. So yeah, I took my Rhino Tough and I put it in my hammock, and then I took my Whoopee, and I had my Whoopee underneath my sleep pad, and then I had my sleep pad, and then my sleeping blanket. All right, Larry, we'll probably be here until about 9 o'clock or so. Then my sleep pad and my sleeping bag. I got in the sleeping bag, and it was supposed to get down to like, I think 50 that night. But that sleeping bag, it's a Walmart thing, so it says 40, but it's like 60 degrees. So I wrapped up in that, and then I was able to bring the top half of my Whoopee over top of everything, and it was like this awesome little cocoon of warm. And yeah, I was actually able to stay. I stayed asleep. Oh, hi, Mom. That's Mom, everybody. Oh, now you screwed me all up, Mom. What was I talking about? Oh, I was sleeping so hard. West Virginia woodsman, I'm more of a ground dweller. I have a hard time managing moving around in a hammock. Everybody say hi to Mom. I'm just a ground dweller. But yeah, that hammock setup was so nice that I apparently at some point in the night had swayed or moved or something, and I knocked my camera over out from underneath of the tarp shelter where it was laying getting hammered on by rain all night long. So the second night out, I waterlogged my camera, and go Bushcraft, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So yeah, I waterlogged my camera, and like you could shake it, and it sounded like a half full bottle of water. It was the best thing ever. There was water in my lens. So I brought it back home. I set it in rice. I put it in front of the heater. I've looked at the cot tents, but I haven't got to try one out yet. I actually bought it's a River Country teepee. The only reason I haven't tried the cot tents out yet is I just haven't bought one. I see them. I just haven't bought one yet. I've been thinking about it because that'd be nice, like, especially when deer season comes around, because I try to do deer camp as minimal as I can. Take as much food as I can, but gear-wise, we try to stay. Oh, Jefferson, it was awesome. So, yeah, after I let it sit in rice for a couple days, I took it out, and my LCD screen for my camera will, here, I can show you. I use a little video camera, guys. I do not run around with a DSLR or a point and shoot. I use a video camera. So my little LCD screen would not, it lights up, but there's no picture. The touch functions are done. Like, it's pretty much like shooting in the dark now. Just kind of hoping that I'm centered where I'm supposed to be. And it works out so far. The day out with the Huntsman was like the best test that I could have, and I was pretty good about staying centered where I wanted. But it's also helped me because now instead of watching because I usually watch myself in the LCD screen. Well, now I actually look at the lens because there's no point in looking at the LCD screen. Yeah, lightweight. This thing only weighs, it's like a 10-ounce camera, and without my big lens on the front of it. I think my whole filming setup only weighs maybe a pound and a half. I have to run as light as I possibly can. Because, I mean, once I hit that 15-pound barrier, I got to stop carrying. I got to quit putting gear in my pack, and I got to put it in the dog's pack. So, yeah, I can't afford the weight or the space of running around with a big chunky camera. So this one does good. I mean, I get great video quality out of it. It works all right. Worked all right. Now it doesn't, like, no. Here, I wonder if it will show you guys. And yeah, like, this is my whole filming kit. That's it. The only thing I don't have right now is my GoPro, which isn't even a GoPro. It's an 8-man. So yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, Rich, we hung out all day. The only reason that I don't do the teaser videos like he does, which I probably should because they come out really awesome. But I had like close to 8 hours of video to go through after that whole day was done. But we had a lot of fun. Here, let's see if it yeah, see, you can see it light up, but it ruined my screen. Yeah. All right, West Virginia. Thanks for coming over and hanging out, man. Tell Linda I said hi, Mom. How long is she up here for? Take care, WV. So then, yeah, when I was out with Huntsman, we saw these bass that were hanging out like really close to the shoreline. And my phone is supposed to be submersible. So I had this idea, like I'm going to attach it to a selfie stick and stick it right down in the bass nest. Because that would be an awesome shot. Like that would be so cool. And it did the video, but I didn't get, like, the water was too murky. My phone was wanting to focus on all the sediment in front of it. Oh, till the 14th of June. Okay. So yeah, it took the video, but my phone was wanting to focus on all the sediment in the water first instead of the fish. So then when I pulled my phone out and I was sitting there for a little bit, I noticed that it was turning on and off in like real rapid succession. And I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. So I looked at the camera lenses, and all my camera lenses were fogged over with water. So in a 4-day period, I ruined a $200 camera and a $300 phone. It was an epic week. It was a good birthday, though. Ramsey, one of them was a real nice female. I bet she was probably 2 pounds. And then she had 2 younger males that kept coming up and nipping at her. But yeah, I did come back with some goodies. Oh, okay. Huntsman, I didn't even know you left, man. I was telling everybody how I ruined my camera trying to get that bass shot. Having fun does cost a fortune, man. Fun is expensive anymore. But yeah, I did bring some goodies back. Steve, it caught the video. Like, it did really good doing the video itself, but it did not focus on the fish. It was focusing on all the sediment in the water. Shit happens all the time. Murphy's Law. And then Jay, while I was out with him and Craig, they went out hunting for fatwood one morning. Jay brought me back a good little chunk of fatwood. And this thing is so loaded up with sap that it was leaking out onto the upholstery in my Envoy. Like, I had to peel it off the carpet. It was awesome. And then Craig, Haggard Outdoors. Every time I talk to the kid, he's an all right guy. So you guys will have to go check him out. Ohio Vet, how's it going, man? Thanks for coming over. Good to see you. So yeah, Craig from Haggard Outdoors made me a little leather fire kit. It's got some fat wood and some jute twine in here. These look like birch bark shavings. So that was really cool. Oh, Ohio Vet, you're another one I got one of your notifications today for a video that I got to check out when the live stream's over. So then I met up Huntsman, and we had some survival pie. All right, Ramsey, thanks for coming over. I'm gonna name that cow. Can you hear the cows? I didn't know if you guys could hear the cows because this is on my laptop. That is actually okay. The cousin is out there with her show cow on the lane right now, so it's that one that's throwing it. Have to head up. All right, Ron. Thanks for stopping in, man. You guys take care. I'll check your video out later. Go Bushcraft. Where's the cow? It is about 60 yards to my right, and I have my window open. Our house is right next to the barn. And then, so yeah, after meeting up with the huntsman for some survival pie that my wife did not make. No, she did. Was it a ringtone? The cow? No, the cow is real. Like, I live on a farm. I hope that's what you're talking about. So yeah, Huntsman hooked me up with some Vaunt lights. Gave me 2 headlamps. Now, this was cool, but Steve, I have had to fight with my son since I got home over this damn lantern because I won't let him have this one. It's brighter than mine. So, yeah, he's been all upset. He was happy for a minute that I gave him my lantern, but he's been upset that I won't let him have a new one. And this thing is stupid bright. Like, I'm not even gonna open it on here because it's really bright. Yeah, Ohio Vet, they are, man. It is crazy. I've been running around with this little. The kid's got enough flashlights, dude. He's got more flashlights, headlamps, and lanterns than I do. But I've been running around with this little Petzl headlamp that has, I mean, it's literally been to war. It was in war in Afghanistan. My uncle had it over there for a while. So, yeah, that's what I've been using. And it's bright, it works, but it's not as bright as one of these little guys. Like, this thing is just insane. I mean, this would probably shine halfway through the field behind my house. And this one, oh, I love this thing. This one's cool. I'll bet you could spot coyotes at 300 yards with this. Easy. There's no doubt in my mind. Telescope it all the way out, and I'll bet I'd put money on it. You're going to scare them because it's a white light, but you'd be able to see them. So, yeah, I mean, the trip ended a lot sooner than Dave Wheeler. Hey, I'm going to watch that movie tonight too, man. I got like an hour of YouTube stuff that I got to watch, and then I'm going to watch that Special Forces. So tell your wife I'm going to hijack Amazon Prime, whatever that is. I didn't know if you'd be able to make it over. I figured you'd be dealing with kids all night. We're not doing anything DIY on this stream tonight, guys. We're just kind of hanging out. After the trip, anticlimactic live stream. Oh, well, thanks for coming back, Larry. We're still here. Your 3-year-old's a tough cookie? What did your kid... That's funny, because I was talking to the neighbors about kids, talking with the neighbors' kids about their kids today. The neighbors' kids are my age. And so this one time, I'm helping my mom's boyfriend put railing on his front steps, and I got a dead blow mallet. Now, I have never in my life seen a dead blow mallet bounce. That's why they're called dead blow mallets. It's a hollow rubber hammer full of sand. And I'm watching my 3-year-old pound on this concrete step. And I'm watching a dead mallet bounce. You'll have the first part out tomorrow. After the Nova drove by us, my camera died. And I didn't know it because I can't see the screen or nothing. So I'll have up to that point, and then you guys are going to have to go to the Huntsman's channel to see the rest of our escapades. Oh, man. That was a lot of fun, though. It was fun. So, yeah, I'm watching my kid with this dead blow mallet. He's raising it above his head, and he's smacking it on this concrete step. And I'm watching bounce. I've never seen one bounce before. So I'm like, Deegan, dude, you don't want to do that. You're going to get hurt. As soon as I say you're going to get hurt, the last crack comes down. And this kid bounced that hammer off the steps so hard, it came back and it smacked him square right here. He had this perfect little purple hexagon shape right between his eyes. My mom's boyfriend goes, "Oh, this is Deegan, are you okay?" This kid goes, "I'm all right," and then just walks off. Smacked himself in the face with a 2-pound dead blow mallet, and then walks off like nothing happened. Stunt fish and stunt pie. Oh man, it was a good time. It was a great time. It is not going to be an episode for everybody, but it's an episode on my channel, and I don't care. Jefferson, it was a blast. Usually when I meet somebody, there's that awkward moment, like, am I going to like this person or not? Like, should I start planning I can usually tell 5 minutes of meeting somebody if I need to start working out my escape or not. Everybody that I went and hung out this weekend, I've never had this kind of experience. We met up, said, "Hey, how you doing?" And then got busy doing what we do. Like, hanging out with Steve was like hanging out with somebody I've known almost my whole life. Could be doing live channel reviews next week. What do you mean by live channel reviews? Is that your commentary thing you were talking about? You don't let Izzy near tools? Izzy just seems like the kind of kid that you wouldn't want to have a hammer. I love you. Oh. It was fun. That hawk was really cool. Stunt fish. That's the way you should raise a 3-year-old. I just need a Band-Aid. If I can get a Band-Aid, I'm going back to it. See, what I get is my kid always, Larry, every time we're turning around to do something, I always get, "I'll race you and I'll win." Fix the road with one of your screwdrivers. Oh, well, that's cool, Steve. I'll have to check one of those out. I know you said something about doing a live stream from down by the river. I was going to get a hold of you here in a day or two, talk to you about something. Kids are brutal. They are. They either insult you or use you like you're a car. See, mine always tries that thing where he'll wrap around your leg because, that's what sons do. Wrap around your leg and you're supposed to walk on with them. That shit don't happen here. Like, he takes me out by the kneecaps all the time. My wife is either stalking the live chat and not saying anything, or she's downstairs playing on her laptop. I'll bet she's probably playing a game because the kid's not here tonight. Yeah, when I got my hands dirty, I always went running to mom. Clean, clean. I didn't like getting dirty until I was in my teens. I think you forgot the W, Mom. Oh. I did. I didn't like getting dirty until I was a teenager. Then it was four-wheelers and bikes and Boy Scouts and all that stuff American boys should be doing, 9 to 10, teenager, close enough. I don't know. I was like 5 on that little battery-powered thing, wasn't I? Well, why would you hit your phone? Maybe if I took a hammer to this one, the mic might work better and my videos wouldn't be so grainy. Just drop kick it. Larry, you got to have your escapes. And in the world that we live in, you have to have, there's no way around it. You've got to be able to find your peace. Ohio Vet, it didn't just get warm. It went from cold to hot. It's been hot. I like the heat though, so it doesn't bother me. Yep, always have something to look forward to. My wife usually knows when I need to go out into the woods before I do for an extended period of time. And she'll usually tell me how long to be gone for. You're leaving next week. You're going to be gone for 5 days. All right, we can do that. But yeah, it was a good time while I was out. I actually got to really test out the Encare system in a wet environment because I was a little bit nervous with the 2 different types of paracord that I've got on here, because this is regular paracord and then this is paracord that has been, what's the drink of choice over there? You mean my coffee? Yeah, because I don't think you can see my whiskey flask. I don't even think it's out right now. Dave, my mom is not telling stories on my live stream. She'll have to start her own live stream. I'll bet my whiskey flask is still in my pack because I never take it out. Usually when I'm live streaming, it's coffee. When I'm chilling in the woods at night, it's usually Jameson. Okay, so what I was saying was I was a little bit nervous with this because this is regular paracord, but this is hollowed paracord. So I wanted to see if like there was going to be any slippage once this all got wet. And it actually held up just fine. Like I had a harder time moving on my Prusik knots once this line got wet than I did before. You're a whiskey guy too? Oh, we got another Maker's Mark fan. Mom saying she drinks Crown Royal. You drink just about anything except for beer. Dave would subscribe to Mom's channel. Let's live stream and talk shit about my son. Maybe I'll just have to do a camp video with my mom and let her harass me the whole damn time so you guys can see what I live with that my wife doesn't just put me through. Steve heard Maker's Mark and had to jump back on the live chat. Hashtag camping with mom. You got it. Brand loyalty. My loyalty would have been for my own stuff, but I haven't made a run in like 3 years now, I think. Hey, I mean, we were kids, and you and Rob both told us we were not going inside. Yeah, cows are still going. The cousins are still out there. Yeah, we had hair before marriage. Yeah, you are pretty bald, huh? See, I didn't lose my hair, Larry. I lost my legs. That's what happened. No, we were, oh gosh, we were little kids. I think, how old was I when we did that, Mom? Like 10? Hey. Now you're talking about me and Grandpa. Because our foreheads are about the same size. We might have been, I think I was like 9 or 10 when we did that mud fight. But we had a real big rain come through, and we lived in town, and they just dredged the alley out behind the house. So it was like all fresh, new, soft mud. And we had this huge, me and my brothers had this huge mud ball fight for like an hour, maybe 2 hours. We were out there forever. And I remember our basement door never opened until that mud fight. When we had that mud fight, then the basement door opened. And we had to strip down, go down in the basement, clean off in the shower down there before we were allowed through any more of the house. God, we were caked too. Like, I mean, you'd have thought we were just rolling in the ditch in the backyard. Bring her with you here. I might. If my wife can't go to South Carolina, I'll see if my mom wants to. Jefferson, I think it would have been too cold. I need to get I need to get my wife on a video. I need to get my mom on a video. Why don't you guys just want to see me? Take care, Ohio Vet. Thanks for stopping in, man. Oh, guys. So, yeah, the day out catfishing with Huntsman was a good time. I'm sure we'll be meeting up again. But even for having to turn around and come back after my third day out, it wasn't too bad. I mean, stuff happens. Not everything is going to go exactly the way that you want. Went into Folks Creek. Jay tips himself backwards and sideways off of his kayak. All right, Mom. Love you. Thanks for coming in. Get my view time up there, right? Support your children. That's awesome. Oh, Larry, that'd be cool. See, part of my plan with being out on this trip was I was going to go do a waterfall, like hike to a waterfall somewhere and do like a stealth overnighter by a waterfall. But yeah, that kind of got shot to hell. I mean, it's going to happen. I am at a total loss as to why my catfish bait is not working, though, because the day I was out with Huntsman, I took my original bait recipe, bait, however that should go, and yeah, I had absolutely nothing. And he caught 3 little ones and a channel cat, like 3 bluegill, I think it was. But yeah, it was the catfish bait that we did on the live stream the one time, and I don't know what's going on. They should have been hitting that stuff, and they were not even like touching it at all. So I think I need to go back to the butcher and get fresh calf liver instead of calf liver from like Walmart. Yeah, Jefferson. They were stunt fish, though. You can't eat your stunt fish. If we ate the stunt, that's what the pie was for. Survival on the pie. I'm still trying to figure out a name for that episode. Survival pie and a day on the dark side. Survival pie with Steve. There we go. Maybe that's what I'll call it. Survival pie with Steve. I don't know. If you're still watching this, what is your alter ego Huntsman or is it Steve? How does that work out, man? All about the stunt fish. It was It was a good day. That was a fun time. Jay's a character too. Once you get Jay talking, he just goes and goes and goes. And both of them have just their stories all day, not stories because I'm sure that it's all fact. But it's amazing how many more life experiences somebody that's only 10 years older than me can have. So yeah, stuntfish, survival pie. It was. Oh, if you guys didn't see the teaser video, you have to go over to the Huntsman's channel and check out the teaser video. It just hilarious. It was hilarious. But yeah, I'm hoping here soon, probably within the next couple weeks, I'll be going down to AEP and doing a camp down there. I know here in the next 4 or 5 days, I'm going to be going out doing another overnighter. Probably just somewhere local though. Paddle out to a spot, do some catfishing all night. Because it's not camping if you're fishing, then it's just fishing. And the game wardens can't say anything about that because you're just fishing. And that's how I camp wherever I want. Pen up the fish and not feed them for a week. Oh. 2 weeks, make them bite hard. Can you guys still hear the cows out there going? Cousins are closing gates up now, so the cows are about to start going off again. Oh. Trying to think of something to talk about, guys, in all honesty. It's like I get about a half hour, I get an hour and a half into my live streams, and then I start dropping off with a little bit with the topics or like how to continue. So help me out here. What do y'all want to talk about? Sneak a snooze holding a fishing rod. See, well, the trick is you set your drag as loose as it'll go without your spool coming off, and then you just go to bed. At least I'm a light sleeper, so that drag singing it'll wake me right up. And most of the time, I'm using big bait, so the cats usually pick it up and just start running. I haven't seen too many. Once I started getting serious about catfishing, I don't really see them mess with it too much. They'll pick it up and go, or I won't catch anything at all. It kind of goes one of two ways. Lately, I haven't caught anything at all. So I got to figure out something that's going on with my bait. What is it with every time I take a sip of coffee, somebody leaves the live? It's just how it works out. Every time I take a sip, I watch my live, my viewer number go down. Planning a weekend kayak camping trip. That's what I'd like to do. I want to load up. Oh, where would you want to camp? Like for me, I would like to take trips to different states for different bushcrafting or camping experiences. Larry, I'm one of those guys. I can pull up pretty much anywhere on the side of the lake and find a spot or make a spot. I can't anywhere, man. I don't have to. I'm not one of those that rely on like campgrounds to be open. It's nice when they are, but it's not something that really makes a difference for me. I'll camp anywhere. Where are you gonna plan your camping trip at, Go Bushcraft? Dave, I will not try noodling. I don't have the cojones for that. Just not in my I'm not going underwater and sticking my arm in a hole hoping that there's a catfish in there, because with my luck I'd get a big one and it'd just swim off with my little crippled ass. Oh, you guys only have little bullheads where you're at, Jefferson. We get anything from little bullheads all the way up to, yeah, I mean, if you go down to the Ohio River, we got blue cats in the Ohio River. We got blue cats up in Erie. There's flatheads in most of the lakes around us. I've only ever caught a handful of flatheads, though. Just punch it in the eye. You're coming with me. That'd be my luck too, Jay. I'd stick my hand right into a snapping turtle mouth. Fingers gone. End up like that woman from Tiger King without the arm. Just shred it. Oh yeah, Dave. I could see us making an awesome catfish noodling video. It'd be more holding each other up while we're trying to walk through the water, man. Oh. Or drop kick it. There you go. Okay, there's this book. Yep, I actually got it right here. The U.S. Army Survival Manual. I am not joking. There is a section in this book that tells you to drop kick beaver. If you have the opportunity and you are in a survival situation and you need food, this book tells you to drop kick a beaver. I'm not even playing. Like, you I lost it the first time I ever saw that. Go Bushcraft, the Allegheny National Forest. Last summer, I tried to plan a trip to go over to the Allegheny Reservoir, and I was going to canoe around the entire perimeter of the reservoir. And do just a couple miles a day, find a spot to camp, go a couple miles, find a spot to camp, all the way around. But I just never ended up making it happen. So yeah, I really would like to try to do the Allegheny Reservoir. I do want to go down the Allegheny River, and there's another one over there that I kind of want to do in remembrance of my father-in-law down the Clarion, I think it was called. He used to take a trip down the Clarion River with he was a football a wrestling coach. He was a sports coach. And he used to take a bunch of his players down the Clarion River every year. He took my brother-in-law with him. One of the cousin-in-laws went with him. So I'd like to go down the Clarion and do that trip kind of in a remembrance for him sometime here. I do want to go this year. Like, I'm going to make it happen this year. Ah, that's awesome, Jay. I actually ordered 2 new knives. I hope my wife's not watching because now she knows. I ordered 2 new knives within the last 2 days. One is it's a neck knife, like a little river trader style. Not like the one I'm having you make. It's not like that. Oh, here's the kid on his dirt bike. Can you guys hear that? And then I ordered another little neck knife that's like a. Actually, Jay, it's like the flint striker you were telling me about. It's a flint striker with a little knife blade. It's an effective maneuver. Drop kicking a beaver is totally an effective maneuver. And now I want to find this passage. Go bushcraft. We will have to. I'll tell you what, man. We'll have to talk about that sometime soon. All right, all right. I got to find this passage now because I can't mention it and not read this off. Like, it does tell you to drop kick a beaver. I think it was wildlife for food. So 7-1. Oh, come on. If you're just tuning in, we're going to read how to eat beaver from the U.S. Army Survival Manual. Oh, and I just passed the section. All right. Insects, wildlife, crustaceans, mollusks, fish. Making lines from plant fibers. I know this is in here. Making a gill net. It's got a lot of fishing stuff. Box type lobster trap. That might be fun. Let's see. Poisonous fish. Well, we don't want that. Small amphibious reptiles. Grub it up. How old is that book? Really old. Probably older than me. How do you even go about drop kicking a beaver? Well, a normal person would run up to it. Me, however, I would probably have to have something like a folding ladder so that I could have something to like. I don't jump, so maybe like fall off of in a speedy fashion. Something to that effect. Oh. And Dave asked me a question, and now I got to find this out. Oh, man. Dave, are you ready for this? How old is this book? It's actually not older than me, but it's from 1991. Okay. Birds and mammals. Birds. Tells you how to make a mist net to like catch the birds in flight. You'll get the newest one and see if it's still in there. Larry, pole vaulting. You got to pole vault to drop kick a beaver. There, dude, that's like there we go. Beaver booting. Oh man. What's happening in this live chat? That's right. We're reading about beavers. Oh, I found it. I think. Hold on. Wait for the beaver to come onto land, then club it, drop kick it, hit it with a rock, or catch it by the tail. Let me read that again. The U.S. Army Survival Manual from 1991 suggests to procure beaver in this fashion. Wait for the beaver to come onto land, then club it, drop kick it, hit it with a rock, or catch it by the tail. It is a sturdy animal, so if you catch it by the tail, swing it in a pendulum motion until it begins to relax. Then swing it against a tree or ground, or the use of a noose to kill it. Another way to get a beaver is to dig out the beaver dam so the water drains out. The beaver will come to inspect the damage, at which time you can straddle the channel, grab the beaver by its tail as it swims through, immediately start to swing the beaver as above. Caution. Take care to keep this animal from biting you. Its bite will leave a large wound. So, right out of the U.S. Army Survival Manual, drop kick a beaver or catch it by the tail and swing it like it's a pendulum. Pendulum? You guys know that word. Is that the best thing ever? Like, I don't know, but I kind of see the max expense of calories spent trying to drop kick a beaver. I think it'd be more of a, like, you spear. Why not just spear? Could you imagine trying to catch a beaver by the tail? Like, that's just completely insane. Total theory. I don't think there was any practice put behind whatsoever. Like, you guys are nuts. I mean, I understand it's the military, but wow, guys. Like, drop kick your beaver. If you're starving, you go out and you drop kick a beaver. Yeah, that Jefferson, you have a good point there, because when you swing them back and forth, it does put them into a trance. And I know for a fact that works with coons, because I've taken, like, I'm a trapper. I don't kill the babies. If I catch a baby, I'll let them go. So if you catch a baby coon, you can actually pick them up by their tail. And if you sway them back and forth just a little bit, it puts them into a trance. And when you lay them on the ground, they don't run off in a panic. They don't run at you. You can back away from them slowly. They collect themselves, and then they'll just saunter off. So it does, yeah, the sway in motion and being upside down for whatever reason, like, it does calm them down. But the first time I ever read that, I was losing it. Hey, thanks for coming over, Larry. You have a good evening, bud. Yeah, this book's actually got a lot of different little, I mean, it's a survival manual. I've kind of always wanted to try the squirrel pull, but I would rather use, like, conibears on it. Maybe I'll have to try that next squirrel season. And then, yeah, maybe like that box lobster trap. Maybe we'll have to try that someday. Although I do have a net for crawfish now. I just got to go out and set it one day and see how well it works out. Yeah, this thing tells you how to make thorn hooks, how to tie different nettings. There it is. Box lobster trap. We need to try making one of these. So we'll have to do that in a future episode. You just shoot 2 baby coon off the road coming home from work today? We're having a bit of a fox issue lately. They're coming up into the yard chasing my chickens off at around 11 o'clock to noon every day. It's been awesome. I've had to chase the fox out of my yard almost every single day now. They were a little bit mad when you tried to pick one up. Oh, years ago, I was working on my S10, and I was working on it at my grandparents' house. And my grandpa's neighbor's son pulls up, and me and Steve were always, good friends when we start talking. Well, he comes over to see what I'm doing on the truck, and he's got this little baby coon on his shoulder. So he's like, "Here, you want to hold her?" Absolutely. That's cool. That little thing bit my neck, drew blood, and the only thing I could do, I felt so bad about it because I try to be nice to the little ones. I snatched this thing off my shoulder and like threw it into the bed of the truck. And I felt so bad. Like, it's just a baby. It doesn't know any better. She was probably scared. I'm somebody new. And here I am. I just ripped this dude's coon off my shoulder and threw it into the truck. And he just starts laughing. Oh, it's how they learn. No, I don't quite think so. I've never raised a coon, but to me, that was. She bit hard, though. Like, wow. All the cows are out there now. Every one of the cows are out there now. We don't have too much of a coon issue out here because I probably kill 90% of them that come across our farm every season. Except the little ones. I let the little ones go. How many cows? They are the cousin's cows, so you have to give me a minute to count them. Trying to make sure there's none over by the hay ring. Okay, which number do you want? The cows that are like the breeding stock, or the cows that are over in the steer pen, or do you want the combined number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 14 breeding stock. Give me a second. I got to lean out of frame to see these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 in the steer pen, and then there's one show cow that's being raised in the barn. Oh, you don't have to count, but I wanted to know because I've never really ever paid attention. I knew how many cows were out there when my father-in-law ran the farm before he passed away, but I know that the cousins sold a bunch of cows off and bought a bunch of new cows. We've actually got, they have a calf out there that's like Snow White. It's awesome. I know I've posted a picture of it up on our Facebook group. Maybe one of these days I'll try to get her in a video. But she's this little, well, not little. Calves aren't necessarily little. But it's a Snow White calf. She's really cool. I mean, even her mother is white, but just the type of white that this one is, it's really neat. She almost reminds me of like a supersized, oh, what are those little curly-haired white dogs? I almost said Pomeranian, but that's not right. Most of them out there are Black Angus, and we have a couple that are white face. Now, whether that's the real name or not, I don't know. My father-in-law called them white-faced cows. So when I said, are they Angus? He said, no, they're white-faced. And then up until probably 3 years ago, they did raise a couple show dairy cows. But it's a beef farm out here. That's what they do. Couple beef cows, some show cows. We have our ducks and chickens. They've got a couple chickens up there. The worst part about being out here is when they separate the ones that are going to go into the steer pen from their mothers, because it's like nothing but a week of mooing, and they go until they can't go anymore. Like you'll hear the raspiness in their voice. It took me longer to get used to living out here in the cows than it did when I lived in town having to hear trains. And the tracks that I lived by got 88 trains in a 24-hour period. I like watching the cows sometimes. Now I'm ignoring my live stream. But yeah, go bushcraft. We'll have to get together and talk that out sometime soon about going down the Allegheny or the Clarion, especially if you're from over there, because I have no experience on those rivers. I've never been on a river in Pennsylvania. And that's definitely something that I want to do. I wouldn't even necessarily, if I'm doing a river trip, I'd probably honestly bring my kayak or my canoe before I bring my kayak, just for the added stability. And I mean, if you're out there in a group, somebody's got their kayak, I got my canoe, we can throw all the gear in the canoe, and it makes an easier time for that person kayaking to paddle. You'd rather hear the cows over the trains? I'd rather hear the cows over the trains. It just took it was a longer transitioning period. I lived less than 100 yards from the tracks. I was probably within 50 yards of the tracks. But we were so close that we could get on the four-wheeler, ride down the tracks half a mile, jump out into the woods, and then we had like almost 10 miles of four-wheeler trails punched through the woods. All right, Dave. I'll catch you tomorrow. And yeah, I'll watch that tonight. So have a good night, man. Yeah, go bushcraft. I'll talk to you about that on Facebook. Oh, well, guys, I am going to go ahead and shut this down. I said we'd go to about 9 o'clock. It's about 9 o'clock. But we don't have the kid for the night. My wife's got to be up early in the morning for work. So I'm going to go spend some time with her. But yeah, thanks for coming over and hanging out, guys. It's been a good time. We are going to be starting the Climbing Up Cripple Mountain live series here really soon. I'm just waiting on a couple things to get here so that we can get that rolling. Most of which was really I'm waiting on my high tensile thread to get in here, because we're going to be sewing the pack together. We're going to be sewing the shelter together. Like a haversack, all that stuff. We're making the entire kit as much as we can. Thanks, Jefferson. I'm sure I'll see you on the next one, or, well, I probably won't see you on my next one, but I'll probably see you on Huntsman's next one. Hey, have a great night, Go Bushcraft. I'll talk to you here soon, man. So yeah, guys, once I get my last little bit of stuff, we're going to jump into the Crawling Up Cripple Mountain live series, which is going to be all live stream. we're going to kind of do that. Huntsman's a little bit of the inspiration behind that too, because it's going to be in, oh, how does he put it? If I leave off somewhere, we're picking up then that spot the next time. Episodic fashion. Is that how he puts it? I'm bouncing my ideas off him whenever I have them, and I'm thinking about it at the moment. So, yeah. All right, guys. I'll talk to you on the next one. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off now. So, thanks for coming over and hanging out. You all have a good night.